Welcome to Board Game Empire. Today we're going to do a review of Mistborn House War. Now it's 3-5 players, 14 plus, 69 minutes. That also varies depending on if you get pretty much the Vin character card, which comes up. You pretty much put it in the problem deck. You allocate 14 different pretty much rows, and then you combine it. The Vin determines on if you put in the second stack, pretty much it'll be like, I think 30 to 60 minutes, or not, 60 to 90 minutes. And then the third stack is longer, and then of course the fourth one is a lot longer. But that's pretty much how you determine if the game ends, of course the unrest as well. But just a great game for negotiation, and also take that type of game and point salad. And so we're just going to jump into the review. So, another thing I want to state, pretty much our first game took 1 hour and 20 minutes. Of course, we're learning at the same time. So I'm guessing it would probably take 60 minutes or less. Our second game probably took under 30 minutes because the Vin card pretty much, although we shuffled it, it came up fairly quick in the second stack. So just want to state that. But then, okay, so we're just going to do the review. Pretty much I would say the rules, I would give it a 5 out of 5. They're pretty well laid out. There's also this read this first, which talks about some of the setups, how to win, or any questions. So that was quite nice to see in the box. Then we have the actual rule book. And so it tells you the components and everything, how it's set up, resources, what each one represents, starting problems for first active players. And that's also how you determine who goes first. There's 12 houses. So, and then win the game, how to play. And then there's also problems, worsen, taking your turn, and pass or no pass. In turn, card problems, and eruption effects. It also talks about how, which that's why I kept going. Any questions that you might come up that with mechanics that you might have issues with or have questions about in the book. And so I believe the book's pretty thick. It's 23 pages, so it's very detailed, and then of course the back it has a reference guide. So 24 pages, so 5 out of 5. So component quality, I would give it 5 out of 5. Pretty much the miniatures are well made. They're kind of light, but well designed. Show the miniatures, and then there's the board's nice and thick. It lays well. It's flat. The cards are well designed. There's also the card thickness is nice and thick, and also has a gloss to it. And as you can tell, you can actually shuffle these cards, which a lot of cards you can't shuffle because of the card quality. And then the tokens are cardboard. They're quite thin, but they're nicely made. Then you have your house cards, same as the cards. It's same design, same quality, same type of coding and everything. You also have your player, pretty much player aid, taking your turn, which informs you of how to collect resources, prior and worsen, new problems, pass or deal. So pretty much you either pass or deal or end turn. So I would give it a 5 out of 5. Great quality in the game development and everything. So experience, I would give it 4 out of 5. Quite good. We enjoyed the negotiating. This was probably one of our first negotiating games, or especially for me and our son. We haven't played many negotiating games, so it's quite new to us. And so we, first time experience. And then also, we're used to the take that type game, because this is like a negotiating, take that, point solid type of game. And of course, card drafting. But the whole negotiating thing was quite new to us. And so we had a lot of fun. I would give it 4 out of 5. It was it didn't overstay its welcome, and it was the perfect time length. So 4 out of 5. Mechanics, I would give it like a 4 out of 5. Great game. There's many things you can do. Like I said, this is a point salad. Take that, card drafting, type game. And so what you do in your turn is pretty much, first of all, you move any already set up problems. And so you're going to move it here. You pick up the new problem. And if it's a 3, and if you're playing a 3-player game, the bottom row you won't be using. So you move it to the next one since it's a 3. And of course, if you picked up a 1, you just put it on the 1. If you pick up 2, you put it on the 2. And when it gets all the way to here, pretty much the problem erupts. And the eruption, all the problem cards have an eruption. There might be a few that don't. And then once it erupts, you put in the problem deck discard. So, and what you do is in your turn, you pick up your resources. And each time you pick up the resources, you pick up the ones they'll be allocated here. There's a whole bunch, but I just put this for example. And so they're ultimate, food, money, prestige, ska, and warriors. And these are the ones that are wild, and so they could be any type of resource. And so what you do is you pick up your resources, you pick up your 1 problem card or a personality card, and a lot of the cards pretty much have lasting effects, which score at the end of the game. And then there's cards that also pretty much take like resources or do things that prolong the problem, which moves it back. There's also ones that make it erupt instantly or move it forward three rows or move it back 1 row. And then the way you win the game is pretty much if you get the Vin card, which you have 4 stacks of 14 cards. The first stack, pretty much you just leave it alone. The second stack, you can put the Vin card in the second stack. That makes the game short. If you put in the third, it makes it longer. If you put in the fourth, it makes it a lot longer. And so the first game, it took us like an hour and 20 minutes. Of course, we're in the learning process. I'm guessing it would take a lot less. And then the second game only took probably under 30 minutes because the Vin card showed up fairly quick, and we were kind of shocked. And so once the Vin card shows up, it has to reach all the way either to the eruption, and that pretty much triggers the unrest, which pretty much if the unrest goes to end the game, the end games. If the Vin goes all the way to the problem eruption, end games. If you solve the Vin, then the end games. And so the way you solve cards is pretty much like you see these 3. Here, I'll show you. These 3 right here at the bottom left, or the bottom. So you're going to want to get 3 SCAs and 3 prestige. And so when you have 3 SCA and 3 prestige, you're able to use them to pretty much solve it. And then you get 9 victory points. Now the victory points, like right here is the victory points, 9. Now with the victory points, you're able to, the more you get, the more, of course, you are able to win. But then also, you also get negative points. And if you get negative points, pretty much, and the game ends here with unrest, the person with the most negative points wins. So there's many different ways to win. With the Vin, either erupting, solve the Vin, game ends. So that's pretty much how the game operates. And so the mechanics, I would give like a 4 out of 5. Also, you could pass your turn and collect resource, or you could get personality. Forgot to mention that. So mechanics 4 out of 5. Replayability 5 out of 5. There's so many things to do in the game with pretty much solving problems, collecting resources, using pretty much personality cards to manipulate the problem deck, also to take resources, and also end game bonuses. So just great type of negotiating point style type of game. So replayability 5 out of 5. Overall total, I would give it 4 out of 5. Great game. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a point solid type of game. We like point solid type of games and take that type of games. The whole negotiating aspect to it, we're quite new. And so we're still getting in the feel of it. So at this moment, we're just giving it 4 out of 5. We don't know if we enjoy the whole negotiating thing. We're kind of, I guess, a little too competitive and don't enjoy pretty much, giving up our points to another player. So, but I would say replayability 5 out of 5. Overall total 4 out of 5. Just for the simple fact that, like I said, we're quite new to the whole negotiating thing, and there's a lot to do. So, great game. Thoroughly enjoyed it. If you're looking for a negotiating game, I would highly look at this game. There's a lot to do in the game. And if you like point-sided card drafting, take that. Great game for all those aspects. And so, 4 out of 5. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. My social media is going to be down below in the description. I'm going to have a link of where to buy the game. And I'll see you in the next video.